Now, join us in welcoming the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Reince Priebus.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Louisiana, welcome to New Orleans. And I gotta tell you, are you ready to fire Mary Landrieu or what? And better than that, are you ready to fire Harry Reid? And are you ready to take back the U.S. Senate? Well, I got to tell you, first off, I want to thank the state chairman here who's done a heck of a job in helping put this together, Roger Villery with the Louisiana GOP. Roger, thank you. And how about a great governor that keeps on supporting RLC and the leadership conferences, and Bobby Jindal. Thank you, Bobby. Now, I got to tell you, it is true, my name is Reince Priebus. And I got to tell you, I tell people, it's what happens when a Greek and a German get married. It's like a cultural disaster. But I named my kids Jack and Grace because some family traditions you've got to just kill off, and my name's one of them. So I got to tell you, I am just so grateful for all of you that are here. We are just so blessed as a party, as a conservative movement, that you're here. I want you to know, I want to make you all proud of this party. I want to honor you every day. And when I think about, someone's asking me about, what's this all about? How many people here have been to the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C.? Well, I told you I had two little kids. And like a lot of you dads out there, I want to be a good dad. And in this job, sometimes you just, you're traveling. When you come home, you want to be home, right? When you're there for 3 hours, I'm there. What are you guys doing? Let's go somewhere. And one day, I took our little guy, Jack, who's 9, to the World War II Memorial. And I think a lot of you would agree that the memorial is a place that you get out of it what you're willing to put into it, right? And so Jack's a good little reader. We walked around, and you read all those great quotes from Nimitz and Eisenhower and all these heroes from that time. And then you walk up to that place on the wall that faces the Lincoln Memorial, and there's 4,000 golden stars. And for those of you who haven't been there, when you walk up there, you start to figure it out. That for every one of those golden stars, 100 little guys, obviously a little bit older than Jack, but 100 little guys didn't come home to mom and dad. And then it just hits you, right? And for you parents out there like me, when you have a little guy or a little girl, and although you can never, ever, ever put yourself in the shoes of a parent that goes through something like that, and I'm not suggesting that you can't do that, but for that split second when you start wondering, I wonder what it would be like if Jack didn't come home to mom and dad. And then in front of those golden stars on the black granite, in gold, it says, "Here we mark the price of freedom." And that's really what we're here for. Freedom. Freedom that this president is squandering. Not just the freedoms that we've enjoyed, not just in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, but all the amendments, all the Bill of Rights. We're in a battle for freedom in this country. It's the same battle that founded this country. It's the same battle that James Madison reaffirmed in the Bill of Rights. It's the same battle that founded our party. And here we are today, in 2014, in a battle for freedom. And I want to tell you about what our party's doing, because you're going to hear all this week about policy, and you should, and it's important. But I want to talk to you about what this party's all about. I used to be the chairman of the Wisconsin GOP. We didn't have anything. Now we've got Scott Walker, we got Ron Johnson, we got Paul Ryan, we got so many other people, but we didn't have anything. And I started every speech in Wisconsin with a question. What does this party need? And I'd say what this party needs are people of their word that win elections, and then they go govern like they campaigned. It's pretty simple. Be somebody of your word, win an election, and then go govern like you campaign. And I got to tell you, I think that we have kind of the tale of two parties. We got one party that has a hard time losing a midterm. We got another party that has a hard time winning a presidential election. And we have to figure this out as a national party. I want to talk to you about a few things that we're doing in our party that I think that have to happen and are happening for the first time in a long time. Number one, we can't be a national party that shows up once every 4 years, 5 months before an election. We can't be a national party that's become a U-Haul trailer of cash for a presidential nominee. We raise a lot of money in a short period of time, you spend a lot of money in a short period of time, and then you go away. We have to be a national party that's a 4-year party. No more red state, blue state analysis, battleground state, not battleground state. Every state in America, fighting for every community, growing this party. That's the national party that we need to be. And you'd hear this and say, well, you know what? That sounds reasonable and intelligent. Let me tell you something, reasonable is not what's been going on lately. And so the national party that we're building, when you hear us talking about these mechanics, when you hear me talking about it on radio or on TV or one of our surrogates, we have to build a national party that's obsessed with the mechanics. I know it's not the most exciting thing to talk about, but you know what Democrats do when they walk into a room like this? Let's make believe that you're all donors to our party, to the Democrat Party. What they do is they walk into a meeting like this and they say, here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to identify and register 25,000 Democrats a month in Florida. Between now and 2016, 25,000 a month between now and 2016. I'm going to hire these 50 people. It's going to cost me about $5 million. But every month, 25,000 ID Democrats between now and 2016, I need you to write the check. First hand goes up. Well, who's the candidate? I don't care. What's the message? It doesn't matter. Because if we register 25,000 Democrats a month between now and 2016, we're going to have these jokers by the throat. That's how they roll. And we have to get a national party in that same vein, obsessed about the mechanics. We know that we're message and candidate crazy as a party, and that's a good thing. But we have to be mechanically crazy too. We have to have a data and digital platform with $35 million infused into that platform this year. And I got to tell you, no one can fix the problem for us. You could all leave here today and say, you know what, nice guy, but I don't think he's got a clue. Let's fix the problem for the party ourselves, and you'll put the money together and fix it. The problem is the campaign laws won't let you do it. You can't give that platform, that digital, you can't build it with soft money, with your money, unregulated by the Federal Election Commission, build up that platform and give it to the federal candidate. You can't do it. So we have to do it. The national party has to lead the way in this digital and data space. Next thing, and by the way, I just finished a meeting with the Frederick Douglass Society. You know what? We got to recapture the history of our party. We're the party of freedom, and we're the party of opportunity. We're the party of equality. We're the ones with that history. It's the other side that has a shameful history, but you wouldn't know it because we don't talk about it. And here's the last thing I want to talk to you about. I think our primary system is a total disaster. I mean, the idea that we would slice and dice each other for 6 months in front of an Iowa caucus that at the time wasn't awarding a single delegate, it's crazy. And some of you said, well, you know what, Mitt Romney was kind of a duck on the pond all summer. He didn't defend himself. Well, guess what? Did you know that Mitt Romney could be sitting on $200 million in a bucket but because of the campaign finance laws, couldn't spend $1 of that money until he was nominated in Tampa. So that's why I'm talking about taking the convention from the end of August and September and moving it to the end of June or July. That's not an establishment takeover. It's using your brain. And this 23 debate traveling circus in front of moderators like Chris Matthews. How many people think we need 23 debates? So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this 23 debate traveling circus, and we're going to pick the moderators and debate partners from now on. Guys, it's not an establishment takeover. This is what you need to do to protect your party, protect your candidates. And this, what I just described to you, a massive, expensive, full-time, 16,000 strong today precinct captain ground game, a digital and data upgrade of $35 million, and getting a hold of your primary system and telling NBC and CNN that if you want to run your Hillary movies, you're not going to be moderating a debate. That is what a national party needs to be doing on a full-time basis. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But the reason I wanted to tell you what we do is because I don't think the National Party and the RNC, we haven't done a good job telling people what it is that we do. This is what we do. This is 90% of my life, what I just shared with you right now. And it's raising the money to pay for what I just shared for you. This is what we do. Nothing's easy. I'm from Wisconsin, as I said. I'm a huge Packer fan. And I got to tell you, hang on. We can all agree about Vince Lombardi, at least. They named a trophy after him. He said the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. And he's right. He's right. There's nothing easy about what you all do too. You know what? All of us, we're all leaders in either a conservative movement, the party, wherever you're at. It's not glory. I promise you this isn't glory. It's a real grind. But it's a grind for all the right reasons. I want to tell you one story about where my head and heart's at so you get another idea. I had a meeting with a guy. It was after the 2012 election, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I think every one of us have been in this place, whether it be business, relationships, where you were going into the meeting and you knew that it wasn't going to be easy. So I went in this visit with a guy. He's got kind of real tough personality, come right after you, cut you off. You know what I'm talking about. I sat down, started telling him what I think we need to do as a national party. And about 3 minutes into it, I'm saying we need to do this, we need to do that. He said, hey, hang on, stop. Just stop. Reince, enough. Here's the deal. You're young. You're smart. It's questionable, but he said it, and I'll take it. He said, you're young. You're smart. And if you want a job with me down the hallway, I promise you I'll hire you tomorrow. You can have a job next week. Come on board. But here's the thing. If you're not going to be big and you're not going to be bold, then don't waste my time. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your kids' time and your wife's time. If you're not going to be big and you're not going to be bold, then forget about it and go home. And you know what? He's 100% right. Reagan said we have to act in bold colors, not pastels. When Isaiah looked up to heaven and God said, follow me, he said, here am I. Raise his hand without even knowing what the mission was. I got to tell you, there's a lot of work to do. But like I said in the beginning of this talk, what we're doing every day is working like dogs to honor you, make you proud of what we're doing as a national party. And not just win this midterm, which we know we need to do, but we need to save this country and win in 2016. And it takes a 4-year party. So God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week. Take care. God bless. Thank you.